In Chapter 29 of Jane Austen's Sense and Sensibility, early the next morning, Marianne sobs knowing she's been dumped by Willoughby, and she writes a final letter to him. Try as she might, Elinor can't comfort her. At breakfast, Marianne can't eat, and when a letter from Willoughby arrives, she races to her room to read it. After trying to tell Mrs. Jennings there is no engagement, Elinor follows Marianne, finding her almost choking with grief, and she cries too. Marianne gives Elinor the letter in which Willoughby informs her in cold, formal language that his affections have long been engaged elsewhere. He has returned all the letters she wrote to him and her lock of hair. Marianne cries as she contrasts her loss to Elinor's happiness in Edward's love, ignorant of the secret Elinor keeps about her own love interest's secret engagement to Lucy. Elinor demonstrates the value of rational analysis, the sense of the novel's title, by understanding the greater stakes for Marianne, not the loss of a fine house and grounds or a grand romance, but avoiding the most irremediable of all evils, a connection for life with an unprincipled man. This is the fate Marianne has escaped, that of a ruined woman or the wife of an untrustworthy, conniving rake. Elinor advises Marianne to let everyone see that she's innocent of any suggestion of wrongdoing. She argues that sooner is better than later when it comes to discovering what a cad Willoughby really is. Marianne replies that she and Willoughby were never engaged, and he never said he loved her, but he implied his love for her every day. As Elinor reads Marianne's returned letters, finding them imprudent, Marianne says she's been cruelly used, but not, she is sure, by Willoughby. She longs to return to Barton Cottage to escape the inevitable gossip, becoming hysterical until Elinor soothes her with lavender drops. In Chapter 30 of Sense and Sensibility, Mrs. Jennings arrives full of compassion to confirm that Willoughby is indeed engaged to a Miss Grey. After dinner with company, Marianne hurries out. Mrs. Jennings informs Elinor that Miss Grey is an heiress. Willoughby needs her inheritance of £50,000 because he has squandered away his own income. Miss Grey's guardians are unhappy with her choice, but as an independently wealthy woman, she can choose as she pleases. Elinor doesn't want those in her social circle to mention Willoughby in front of Marianne. Mrs. Jennings hopes that Colonel Brandon's suit may now succeed. After Elinor checks on Marianne and drinks some wine, Colonel Brandon himself arrives for tea. He has also heard the news that Willoughby and Miss Grey will soon marry. Mrs. Jennings is surprised to see that Brandon is more thoughtful than usual. She expected him to exult over the loss of his rival.